New York's Robert Funaro is a seasoned actor, best known for his role as Eugene on the critically acclaimed HBO series The Sopranos.
That's right. With his compelling performance and intense screen presence, Funaro has built a diverse career in film, TV, theater. He's appeared in major films such as American Gangster, The Irishman, and The Many Saints of Newark. His television credits showcase his versatility across different genres as well.
Yeah, he's also ventured into the literary world with his debut book, Homemade, which offers readers an intimate glimpse into his life beyond the screen. And this morning is here to tell us all about it. So please welcome back to the show, Coney Island's very own Robert Funaro. Great to see you.
Good to see you.
Thank you, Hazel. Thank you, Jen.
Great to see this.
Yes.
I mean, come on. It's a memoir of sorts, but not a typical one.
Well, yeah,
so explain why.
My manager, said, do a cookbook, and said, another actor with a cookbook, I can't take it. I really don't want to do it. But then I said, what's a better way to so many recipes.
Yeah.
Grandma, my mother, they're gone and they're never recorded. That's how sometimes they ask us what the ingredients is, or they are, and then just like a little bit of this, a little bit of that.
Yeah.
So I said, you know what? There have been many that I really wanted to know, and I asked my aunts and uncles, we don't know, and so I said, I'll record the ones, but I'll couple that with the 8 episodes of Sopranos.
Yeah.
That I did, my personal story, my trajectory. So the book will be twofold. I can carry on the legacy of my family, the family recipes. I mean, they're for moms. They're for, after COVID, we just started cooking, and I started cooking, and one thing led to another, and that's why Andrew asked me to do it.
Yeah.
And we involved James, the other writer in the show. So that's how it came about. So
amazing.
they're for mothers and families, for cooking for 6 or more people. So family, just homemade recipes.
Wow. You know what's interesting? You mentioned some Italian cooking. It's like one of those things where a lot of Italians don't record the recipes. It's just all like, you just throw a little bit of wine in, a lot of garlic. Right? It's like I asked my grandma to make her famous Sunday sauce once, and she's, I don't know what you call it, gravy or sauce, but
I don't care. I eat it.
Exactly, eat it.
The red stuff.
The red stuff, yeah. But so it's great that you have the recipes. But what's interesting about you, too, is your acting career, and I like that you kind of blend the stories in with the recipes, because you hear about how actors begin sometimes. Yours has a very interesting story, which you tell in the book, beginning in church, and how your uncle, who was a priest, kind of pushed you to become an actor.
Yes. I got the bug, so to say, from him. He was a director, Father Funaro, Monsignor Funaro, when he closed his career. And he directed shows for Catholic Charities. And the family would go there, and we'd eat. And we'd eat afterward, go to place, and so that's where I got the bug to act. And he was a great director.
From
and
church.
So he started very small, and then he did a lot of musicals and raised some great funds, Music Man, and a lot of great things. So that coupled with, I think the book serves 2 purposes. It's for actors also, because I talk about what happened to me on the show, on Sopranos. It was my first professional job. And there are great stories about James, because we had done a play called Streetcar Named Desire 12 years prior to that. And he came back and asked me to audition. So it talks about that, how I got my wings, so to say, on Sopranos. I really didn't work really professionally.
What a way to start.
So it's for actors.
With a bang, literally.
It's an instruction guide for actors, too, to, see where you're at, you could be comfortable where you're at, and you can learn from it.
Yeah, I love also that you have all these photos, some great photos of the past here.
Yes.
But you grew up in Coney Island.
Yes, Brighton Beach, Bensonhurst,
Yeah.
Staten Island.
So how much did that shape who you are?
I mean, in terms of the food, the homemade food, it made the biggest difference in terms of the love for food and stuff like that. And in the recipe book, I have Nick Fury chicken, dedicated to my uncle Nick Funaro. He was a Korean War veteran, and he liked a lot of scallions. So that particular recipe, although it's a fusion. So it's an Oriental fusion.
Yeah.
And it's really, really, really good over rice and sesame seeds.
Yeah.
It's a nice tangy sauce.
Okay.
I don't want to promote any brands.
No, it's okay.
It's all in the book.
Yeah, good. No.
Yeah.
It's good. And so tell us about what you brought here today, because we've been eyeing this and it smells great. So what'd you bring?
I have Sister Linda's rice balls.
Who's Sister Linda?
Sister Linda.
Linda's rice. It's dedicated to my sister Linda, and she makes them great, and you could try it.
What's the key to a good rice ball, huh?
Great ingredients.
Okay.
And plenty of cheese, and you got to taste it. She says you got to taste to see if it tastes good.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
All right.
You know what?
And mozzarella, big chunks of mozzarella, a little bit of parsley there.
Now, a rice ball goes a long way.
Oh my God,
very filling.
There you go.
I love it.
Good?
What's the story behind the rice ball?
Linda would make them, and they wouldn't hit the kitchen table.
Yeah.
You know, we make them for the holidays, Easter and Christmas, and it was so good. There was none left by the time we were serving the sauce. You know what I mean?
No.
And the chicken in the oven.
Yeah.
I had Grandma's chicken in the oven in the Grandma Funaro. She's really the catalyst that really sent us into loving food.
Yeah.
We would go over there. She could make a tuna fish sandwich that tastes like filet mignon.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So
I saw you even have pictures of your
Yes,
aunt,
my
your mom's
family,
in
yeah.
there.
Yes.
That's great.
Yeah, Mom, she's a big influence. The Sunday sauce. And I saved the members only, my big episode on Sopranos for the Sunday sauce.
Oh, very
Because you know, I
nice.
figured that's like, and like an aria.
Yeah. Yes.
Rinchotto.
Yeah.
What does
yeah.
your family think about you doing this? Sharing the secrets.
Yes. I mean, as I said, Hazel, you know, they get so many of them are lost. I wish I had the recipe of my grandma's meatloaf.
Oh,
It's
gosh,
lost.
yeah.
The Italian cheesecake, I think somebody recorded. I think my sister Linda has that Italian cheesecake recipe, but they're gone. They put them on a piece of paper, and then you have to decipher it. It's like it looks like hieroglyphics. You know what I
Right.
mean?
You know, the book also has 8 stories from The Sopranos. So
Yes.
what's your favorite?
8 episodes. I guess
8 episodes, sorry, yeah.
members only, because I explained how I got on the show. And then once I was on the show, I landed the role of Ralph Cifaretto, with Joey Pantaleone's part. But then the chemistry wasn't working with me and James. So they brought in Joey to do it, and David Chase asked me to stay on the show. I said, what are we going to do? He said, we'll create a character for you. And it was Eugene.
Right.
And it went from there. Who is Eugene? We'll make it up as we go along, as we get to a lot of the stuff in this show was based on true life, what we would do in the studio at Silver Cup and everything. We went to the racetrack at Belmont.
Yeah.
And a lot of things worked their way into the show, Pie Oh My and stuff.
Right.
So, you know, it came about. And then, of course, Members Only came about, which was a great swan song.
Yeah.
Because it very much like what Marlon Brando used to say, I'm not comparing myself to him, but people always can identify with being a contender.
Yeah.
So I figured, well, this is a good show. Besides the Snapple bottle that I smashed over Paul Coppertine said,
Right.
people will remember me for the guy who wants to get out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Everybody can identify with in their personal circumstances of
Yeah.
their business or whatever, of wanting to get out, but they can't get out. Tony doesn't let me out.
Yeah.
But I'm not saying everybody to do the same end that I did. Okay?
Right.
Just
Oh, yeah.
move on. Go to church.
If you know the show, yeah, you get it.
Oh my God, so great to have you on, and thank you for
Thank you.
sharing.
Yeah.
This was delicious.
Good to
very
see you
much,
as always,
Dan
all right?
and Hazel.
And good luck.
Thank you.
Pick up the book.
Yeah,
Yes.
congratulations on the book. He's going to be speaking, by the way, signing copies of Homemade at Barnes & Noble on Richmond Avenue in Staten Island, March 8th, with more appearances to be announced. So you could follow at Homemade by Robert Funaro on Instagram and Facebook for the other announcements of where you'll be popping up, right?
Yes, April doing Chico and Sons in Northfield, New Jersey. We
Nice.
got to put Jersey in there.
Gotta put
Yes,
Jersey
we
in
do.
It's a
there.
focal point. I don't want to
Especially
get hurt. I don't want to get
Yeah.
hurt.
This Jersey boy.
Yeah.